In a corner of history that no map records, a door opens between ours. A palace stands in half-light, part 19th century splendor, part mid-20th century simplicity. Two men who shaped Egypt's course meet: Muhammad Ali, the architect of state building, and Gamal Abdel Nasser, the voice of popular sovereignty. What would they tell one another if time let them speak? You come from another century, I hear. Who are you, sir? I am of the people who decided not to accept guardianship. I come from the middle of the 20th century and Egypt that chose to be master of its fate. Sovereignty is not new to me, but how to practice it, that is where our quarrel may begin. Do we mean the same thing when we speak of state power? Sovereignty must belong to the people. Power must be an instrument of the nation or an elite. I saw the army as more than a tool of coercion. It must be a popular institution tied to the people's will. Defender of national independence, trained to protect the sovereign choice. An army, to be effective, is an instrument of the state. Disciplined cadres, officers schooled in tactics and engineering. I brought foreign advisors, founded arsenals, and built a fleet. The state must have the means to project force and to deter interference. But if the army answers only to elites, it becomes a servant of privilege. How do you prevent it from becoming divorced from the nation? Through organization, conscription that links citizen to state. Military schools that build loyalty to institutions, and an economy to sustain logistics. I fear revolution without structure. You fear a professional army without popular roots. Agriculture is the bloodstream of the country. I invested in irrigation projects and centralized resources so the state could fund armies and workshops. A planned economy at its start creates the backbone. And yet, what of the peasant who owns nothing but his toil? Land reform aimed to break feudal hold, to give the farmer a share of dignity and stake in the nation. Without it, your plans remain etched on paper while the people endure. Redistribution without infrastructure risks reducing production. If land is parceled without irrigation, credit, and markets, output may fall and poverty deepen. I see both truths: remove monopoly and build systems, mills near cotton fields, canals that reach every plot, training for better yields. Then our aims meet, to lift the peasant and to increase production. Our dispute is method, yours through institutions and investment from above, mine through empowerment and direct change from below. Nationalism is not a slogan. It is refusal to be economically and politically subordinated. We faced pressures of a new kind in my time. Foreign companies, political pressures, media influence, control over our resources is not optional. In my era, trade and fleet were levers. I built modern institutions, sent envoys, and attempted to show that Egypt could be a sovereign actor. Strength in governance and industry commands respect. Complaint alone does not alter power balances. Power can be exercised at the ballot, in the streets, through nationalization, and by rallying the masses to resist dependency. We seized the Suez and declared we would not be pawned to interests abroad. You seek legitimacy from the masses. I pursued capacity in the state. Both are necessary. A nation that lacks institutions cannot sustain popular change, and institutions that ignore popular aspirations risk collapse. We invested in mass education, and in a language of belonging. To be Egyptian is to be a conscious choice, not merely bloodline. Culture and education mobilize minds for construction and resistance alike. I established technical schools, military academies, and apprenticeships. A state that trains its people builds a class of professionals who can run ministries and factories. We raised the administrative capacity of the country. So your institutions and my mass mobilization, if they walked together, the nation's pace of change would quicken. Perhaps, but every method has dangers. Centralization can suffocate local initiative. Mass movements can become intolerant of dissent. The art is balance to create durable institutions while keeping them accountable to the people. This imagined encounter ends not with a verdict but a question. Is a nation built by institutions alone, or by the passion of the people? Perhaps both are necessary. Institutions to last, people to give them life. If history could gather them together in one age, would they accelerate progress or clash until one yields? I respect your candor. Perhaps history, had it placed us side by side, would have moved differently. Yet, in the end, it is the people who choose the road. Thank you for joining us on this journey across time. What do you think would have happened if these two leaders met? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more explorations of history's great what-ifs. We appreciate your support. See you next time.